Oh, of course, my computer.
Are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
A caution-free race at Twin Ring Motegi last week gives way to the Pocono Raceway here for round number 5 of the SCL Winston Cup Series. It is the Don's Automotive 150 here at Pocono. Good evening, everybody. My name is Frank Marchese. Thank you very much for making us a part of your evening alongside me, my broadcast partner Daniel Paulus Jr. Daniel, missed one heck of a race last week, caution-free, which is something you would not have expected with the way the first 3 races of the season went. And what a great race we saw, expecting more of it here tonight.
Yeah, Frank, last week was an incredible week of racing. I thought we saw some pretty great passes that we saw at Kansas, and we also did see some wrecks, but that was expected too from all the hard racing going on. But tonight we're here at Pocono Raceway for the Don's Automotive 150 here, and it's only 3 turns. There's turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, and we all know that each turn here at Pocono is a little bit different.
Yep, they all have their very own collective personalities, and we'll be seeing those on full display here tonight. One thing that these drivers are really going to have to contend with, less so the corners, but the width of this racetrack, especially down the front straightaway. It is a very, very wide racetrack, which is going to lead to a lot of passing opportunities going into these narrow and difficult corners. That could also lead into a little bit of trouble as guys try to file themselves back in line, getting set to go into those corners.
You're going to see drivers on this start during the start of this race. You're going to see drivers fan out 4 wide, 5 wide, all the way down the front straightaway, and they're going to have to somehow figure it out to be 2 or 3 wide heading into turn 1, hopefully not causing a wreck.
Absolutely, as we're about 2 minutes or so away from getting into the qualifying session here tonight. Johnny Wood Jr. once again atop the pile so far. He has Maxwell Caldwell sitting behind him, and I know you weren't here for it last week, but Maxwell Caldwell was less than entertained by how he got passed by Johnny Wood Jr. And you heard, I don't think I've ever heard a more dejected and aggravated Maxwell Caldwell than I did during the podium last week at Motegi. That could be very, very interesting, especially when it comes to a late race restart, or if those two are battling towards the end of this race for the win. They're 1 and 2 in the practice times right now.
And I expect to see those drivers up front once again here tonight, just because I feel like they're the drivers that know what they are doing coming to each racetrack. And it doesn't matter what style track or what type of track it is. It's like they know how to get their setups right, so I expect them to be up front today again.
Maxwell Caldwell, 2-time series champion. Johnny Wood Jr., one of the newer comers to this series, as we are about a half a minute away from getting into this qualifying session. We have a big field here tonight. 31 drivers will be set to take the grid here tonight, which means a lot of opportunities for passing and a lot of opportunities to get big points as you try to separate yourself here at the early stages of the season.
You're going to want to maximize on those points because those points are going to carry throughout this season here. Now, you want to try to collect as many wins as possible. That is the ultimate goal. But if not, try to get as many top 3s, top 5s, and top 10s, just so if you do get a DNF later on this season, it's not going to throw you all the way back in the point system. So that's exactly what these drivers want to do, is try to get as many points as possible here tonight.
And again, it's not the current NASCAR point system. It is the Winston Cup point system, where you get 185 points for a race win, as we are now getting into the qualifying session here at Pocono Raceway. And right now, we got a big gaggle of cars coming out onto the racetrack, but the first of which does appear to be the number 73 of Mark Brown. There he is. As Brown looking for a good run, of course, here today. Had a solid run at Motegi, if I remember correctly, last week. Looking to continue on what has been a very, very good opening to the season for that number 73. Was in the top 5 in points going into Motegi. As it looks as though he will be the first of the drivers to start their flying lap as he comes off of turn number 3. And again, these long, long straightaways. This track does, in fact, to a point, Daniel, drive like a road course, because you got to have a lot of speed going down these long straightaways if you want to have success. And the way you enter and exit these corners, just like a road course, really, really impacts your speed down the straights.
You gotta have maximum speed coming down that front straightaway. Just so you have the momentum heading into the turns. As you see, the 73 there hit the wall, sliding up the track there. That's going to hurt his qualifying efforts here tonight at Pocono.
Eric Schaus in the 60, making his way around to complete his first lap. Again, a 5-minute qualifying session here tonight. All but a couple of drivers are out on track. Isaac Love has just joined the session. I believe there'll be 32 drivers now that will be making this race. And right now, right back up to the top, Johnny Wood Jr. sat on pole last week at Twin Ring Motegi, looking to do it again here.
And right there, look at Caldwin. Right there, sitting in 8th place in that 94 machine with a 53.92. Not bad. But I expected him to be in the top 5 starting positions. But, I can't wait to see what this guy can do throughout this field tonight.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of fun watching Max work his way through fields over the course of the last couple of years, as Johnny Wood Jr. not faster in the first half of the lap than he was on the second half. We'll see what he can do here as Austin Call goes up to second on his second lap. Maxwell Caldwell up to second on his. And Johnny Wood Jr. about a 10th or so quicker, a little bit more than a 10th quicker on his second lap. That will move him up to the top of the chart, or that will keep him at the top of the charts again by almost about 0.2 of a second, which is pretty similar to where he was at Motegi last week, as we see Justin Lewis in the number 7 wiggling his way out of turn 3.
Yeah, it's really difficult there in turn 3 for drivers, just because there's no banking. It's literally flat coming into turn 3 compared to turns 1 and 2 that have some type of banking, but turn 3 is just flat. So when you over accelerate that throttle in turn 3, you are going to slide up into that wall coming off at turn 3.
And that did end up losing whatever he thought he gained on that qualifying lap. Lilith Peters only 16th quickest on her second lap. Here's Matt Mettler in the 311 hitting the wall, so that will do it for his second lap. Here's Jonathan Casebeer in the number 6 coming out of turn 3.
So far, Frank, it looks like the drivers are having a really hard time with their cars in turns 3 and 2, just bouncing off the wall there. Do you think it's because they're accelerating too quickly coming out of these turns?
Turn 2 is very, very tricky around this racetrack. It's the point of the triangle here, and it is one of those more difficult corners to get into and out of with some relative resemblance of speed, as we see Isaac Love looking to complete his first lap. This is all he'll be able to get. But yeah, it is a difficult little group of corners to get around, as Love having connection issues. And I'm not sure if that will count his first lap. It will. He'll go 21st quickest on that first lap, and that will do it for the qualifying session here from Pocono Raceway, as we are now one step further to getting these 80 laps completed here tonight in the Don's Automotive 150. Let's take a look at the starting grid here for tonight's race. Johnny Wood Jr., just as he did last week, sits on pole with a 53.352. Ronnie Hurst will sit to the outside of the front row. Barrett Flo and Maxwell Caldwell will make up row number 2, with Klaus Williams and Michael Caffrey sitting in row 3. Row 4 goes to Austin Call and Matthew McMeekin. Brandon Murray and Josh Kosek, series debutante here tonight, will round out the top 5. Michael Matta and Trevor Dalton will make up row number 6 with Eric Schaus and Chad Jones in row 7. Row 8 will go to Justin Lewis and Lilith Peters. William Solomon and Joshua Yarborough will make up row number 9. Adam Lowe and Stephen Johnson in row 10. Row 11 goes to Isaac Love and Matt Metler. Derek Wegman and Raymond Kimmel in row number 12. Row 13 will see Jonathan Casebeer and Josh Tarrant Hill. Jeremy Flanagan and Todd Merkel will line up in row number 14. Row 15 will see Mark Brown and Blake Maddu with David Hanna and another series debutant, Jack Sanders, lining up to the inside of the final couple of rows. I believe Carol is Thiel. We'd seen him last week. I believe he's an admin for this series, which is why he did not participate last week. And from what I'm seeing, he is in the officials' room here tonight, so he will not be on track tonight either. Taking a look at the weather conditions here for today's race. It's an early race start, just past noon in sim time. 72-degree ambient temperature, 84-degree track temperature. So this racetrack will have a pretty decent amount of grip, as we have 2 mile an hour winds roughly blowing to the northwest here tonight. So this is set to be a quick and fun race here tonight, Daniel.
I expect the unexpected, to be honest with you, Frank. Just because it's 3 corners, and what I saw in qualifying, we saw drivers get up into the outside wall, which does concern me. I mean, like, when there's 20 other drivers around you, if you hit that outside wall and you bounce off somebody else, that just causes chaos. So that's what I'm looking forward to tonight. What are your thoughts on tonight?
It's certainly going to be a closely contested race. I think Johnny Wood Jr. last week put on such a great performance that I certainly think he is going to be the guy to battle here tonight. But Austin Call being here, he's going to be one that you really cannot overlook. Trevor Dalton, another one that you can't overlook. And also, at least from what I can remember off the top of my head, Klaus Williams here in the 04. He's been very, very quick the last couple of times we've seen him. So that 04 could have his name up in lights come the end of this race. As we're looking down on the racetrack here, yep, I believe they are. Cars are rolling off now, as we are getting set to go racing here at Pocono. Take a look at some of the onboard cameras that we have here tonight. How about the outside front row? Ronnie Hurst in the number 22, carrying one of our onboard cameras here tonight. Look a little bit further back. Justin Lewis trying to catch up to the fields here. He'll be carrying another one of our onboard cameras. Taking a look back at Matthew McMeekin. There we are. That's the one. Taking a look back from Matthew McMeekin. Our gyro cam tonight will be held by the number 94 of Maxwell Caldwell, qualifying in that 4th spot. And a couple of drivers carrying our dash cam. Will Solomon carrying a dash cam tonight. Michael Matta as well in the number 16. As well as Derek Wegman in the 39. He'll be carrying a dash cam tonight with us as well. Of course, these are not the only drivers that you'll be seeing onboard cameras from tonight. We'll mix them up. Those are some of the ones that you'll be seeing here tonight as we'll get our second pace lap completed here, something that this series has done for this season. Gives these drivers just another chance to think about this restart, a little bit of time to either save or put themselves at a little bit of a disadvantage of fuel, depending upon what gear they're running. As we are, after tonight, we are 3 races away from a break. Iowa Speedway coming up next week, the night before Halloween. Then it will be Charlotte, the first race of November, the first Monday of November, the 6th. November 13th, we'll see Talladega Superspeedway before we are off for Thanksgiving week. And then the first race back will be one I'm really looking forward to. The Nashville Fairgrounds on November 27th. That is going to be a really, really fun one. Cannot wait to see what these guys can do around the fairgrounds. And then after that, only 3 more races to go. This season will get done and dusted with before Christmas. So after we return to the Nashville Fairgrounds, Indianapolis, Bristol, and then Atlanta to close out season number 36 here for the SCL Winston Cup Series. Johnny Wood, Ronnie Hurst getting set to take the field down to green for round number 5 here of the SCL Winston Cup Series season next week. Again, at Iowa being the halfway point of this season 36. Daniel, they're coming out of turn 3. Take us away.
All right, as you see, the pace car makes that hard left turn onto pit road, and green flag is in the air. Enjoy the race here at Pocono Raceway tonight, folks.
Johnny Wood gets a nice jump that also allows Barrett Flo to get to the inside. Not too crazy a start. Everyone kind of maintaining their lines. But here's that 04 of Klaus Williams trying to get another position, this time on Ronnie Hurst, who did not get a good start on the outside of that front row.
So far, so clean for all these drivers. Coming out of turn 1, heading into turn 2 with the 750 of Wood sitting there comfortably in first. As you see, there's a battle for third with the 04 Williams and the 18 of Cal.
Austin Call working to that inside of the 04. Has Maxwell Caldwell right behind him, and Ronnie Hurst has not had a good opening lap, down 5 positions already from that outside front row spot. Here comes Barrett Flo looking for the race lead on Ronnie Wood. He didn't quite lead that lap, but he's going to have the position going into turn 1.
Flo side by side with the 750 of Wood. Flo taking the lead here over Wood into turn 1. Coming out of turn 2, Flo takes the lead. Sitting back there in third comfortably is Call, and fourth is 04 of Williams.
Barrett Flo did not race last week at Twin Ring Motegi. He did participate back in Kansas a couple of weeks ago. Had a good run before inevitably finishing 17th in that race. So Flo looking to bounce back, and from what we've seen in the past here at Pocono, this has been one of his better tracks. So look a little bit further back. That's Matthew McMeekin trying to find a little bit of a hole. He's going to look to the outside of the 222 of Kosek.
Single file there all the way back to 6th place. You see that blue Ford Mustang there in the back there? I believe that's the 777 Capri. Yeah, Michael there in the 777 there. We saw him making some contact with the outside wall earlier on in these first few laps here. As you see, he's under fire there from another Ford Mustang.
It's Michael Matta in the 16 getting to the inside of him, as Ronnie Hurst really slow off the inside coming out of turn 2. Hurst down to 9th now. As Barrett Flo continues to lead, there are guys taking positions, but not the big fights that we had expected. I believe the 88 of Brandon Murray caught the wall coming out of turn 3. Jumbled the back of the field up, but again, this is rather contained. As, around goes.
Switch to a Hurst.
Wow, what a save by Ronnie Hurst. He's still saving it. Still saving it. Wow.
Oh, there it goes.
Never mind.
311's around. 72, I see the 7 of Lewis also around there. Oh, man. 75
Almost.
more to go.
Justin Lewis, Chad Jones. As you mentioned, Jeremy Flanagan in the 72 was in it. But boy, he had that thing saved several times. Did the 22 before finally going around. So let's take a look and see here. We're going to take this all the way back. I mean, way, way all the way back. There's 16 of Michael Matta. He's going to go around the 22 here, get to the inside of the 22 as several cars you see hit that wall. Coming out of turn 3. And then clips the 22 of Hurst. He's fine here. Loses it again, gets hit by the 27 and the 7, somehow keeps it straight. Matt Metler tried to take advantage, got through it, and then got to the front of that line and got cut off and ended up chopping himself off the nose of the 22.
I mean, it looks like the 22 at first didn't even know the 16 was even below him.
Take a look here. This is from the 311. You see, just it looks like the floodgates open, and then he tries to shoot the gap, and he wasn't quite clear. It was a very advantageous move from the 311 had it worked. Unfortunately for Metler, it did not. It's just Lewis also catching a piece of it. 75 of Chad Jones, we saw him in it as well. The 72 of Flanagan there too. As the back half of this field, actually Maxwell Caldwell leads everyone down pit road.
With a pretty big gap too. The 94, I believe, since he's the first on pit road with that big gap, he's going to be the first one off pit road too. So he's going to beat all these guys.
Looks like a fuel-only stop there for Adam Lowe. Same thing with Caldwell. Drivers trying to get damage repaired and get themselves back out. So that'll be Caldwell back to 17th from a top 5 spot. Anticipating this race going green, which if you look at the first 3 races would not be a wise bet. However, to look back at last week, to run 100 laps at Twin Ring Motegi, a track that all of these drivers were not a fan of going into it. To run 100 laps there green, that's where we expect this series to be. We've been doing this series long enough that we know how they race, and I mean, Daytona is Daytona. Michigan and Kansas are more outliers for this series. The kind of racing we saw last week at Motegi, that's more what we expect out of this series.
Now, the 94 of Caldwell, since he came down pit road, he's got fresher tires than the guys in front of him.
That was fuel only for the 94 there.
Oh, it was only fuel. Okay. I was going to say, if he had tires, he would have an advantage, but since he got fuel, I guess not.
It'll be, you could say the way he drives that car, it's going to be an advantage for him because he is very good at saving those tires, is that 94. Josh Tarrant-Hill and Adam Lowe are going to come back in to top off just to make sure they can go a little bit longer than everybody else. Those are the only 2 that decide to take that strategy. Jack Sanders in the 5, by the way, did not start this race, so only 31 drivers out on track for the start. As lights are out on top of the pace car. So we're getting set to go, and again, it was a rather calm and sedated start. We didn't see drivers going 4, 5, even 6 wide down the front straightaway here on the first, the initial start of the race.
No, but I do expect that to happen, though, towards the end of the race if we get a late race caution.
Most likely be later. As we'll take a look how these guys line up. It'll be Barrett Flo and Johnny Wood on the front row. Austin Call and Josh Kosek will make up row number 2. Klaus Williams and Matthew McMeekin, row 3. Michael Caffrey and Brandon Murray, row 4. Stephen Johnson and Eric Schaus will line up in the 5th row. Stephen Johnson in that 44 plus 11 on this start. Raymond Kimmel in the 412 plus 11 as well. There he is. He'll line up in 14th, or 12th, I should say. But no one has anything right now on Blake Madu in that KISS number 063 plus 16 from where he started. Now, granted, the pit stop cycle will have helped that a little bit. As we get set to go back to green flag racing, Barrett Flo in control. Gets out to a nice jump, gets up in front of the field. We'll get the best line going into turn 1.
Eric Flo leads the pack into turn 1. Right there in second is the 750 of Wood. Right behind is the 222 of Kozak. Top 3 splitting up there, pulling away from the pack there a little bit. But here comes the 18 of Call.
Austin Call right there with him. Klaus Williams holding back just a little bit. We'll see if Call decides to peek out. He does not. So a good debut here for Kosek, already up to 3rd as Barrett Flo gets a little bit of a wiggle coming out of turn 2. That's going to allow Wood to get back to his outside. Kosek all over the back bumper of that 92 going through 3.
As you see the 750 there under fire from...
Oh, around in the back. That's the 412. Raymond Kimmel was sideways off the corner. Looked like the 27 of Trevor Dalton was there with him. There's Dalton in that Kodiak number 27. Try to see what happened here to bring out the second caution of the race. See what we can see. Oh. Camera's picked up a little bit early here. Here they come. There's through 3. And it looks like the 412 may have gotten into the side of the 27. Again from a little bit better gap. The 412 just pushes right up into the 27. Fortunately, it doesn't look like too much damage on either car.
Yeah, I think they're fine for the remainder of this race. I think maybe a few scratches here and there, but they should be fine.
Austin Call peeling down pit road, then thinking better of it. Those cones get tricky, especially if you ask Kyle Larson from this past weekend. I don't know what's better as we see more cars from the back of the field coming in. Because those barrels at the end of pit road now are filled with sand. They used to be filled with water. Right. And I don't know which one is better. Is it the gigantic splash that you get from the water, or is it the nice little wave that you can see from the sand? They're both aesthetically pleasing when you see somebody hit them head on, but I'm not sure which one I like more, the sand or the water.
I don't know. I would choose sand just because it seems like you're going 185 miles per hour and you're slamming into a barrel of water. That just sounds like it would hurt a lot more than just sand, in my opinion. So I would go with sand.
That'd be why they switched to the sand, as Barrett Flo still leading this race, again, with how awkward he got coming off of turn 2 that last time around. Let's see if we could see that, see if we could pick up that run that he had coming out of turn 2 last time around. See if he got loose or if he just pushed up out of the corner. This is turn 1. This is the setup here. Nice little shove down the back straightaway from the 750. Does he maybe get in too hot, or is he? Yeah, he got in too hot. It was really slow coming off of that corner, which is what allowed the 750 to get back around him, and then coming off the corner of the caution, I think saved him from losing that spot as we're getting set to go again. Not too much has changed inside of the top 10. Steven Johnson's picked up another spot. Moves him up into 9th. Josh Kosek picked up a spot as well in the 222. Everybody else more or less the same.
As you see the cars coming out of turn 1. We're going to have Eric Flo on the front row with the 750 of Wood. Right behind him, we're going to have the 222 of Kosek and the 18 of Call in row 2. And in row 3, we will have the 41 of Minicky and the 04 of Williams. As that pace car makes its way out of turn 2, heading into turn 3.
A very, very nice field that we see here tonight for this race. Saw a very similar field last week at Motegi. 24 drivers. Just a little bit more here. We've only had one race this season where we needed the sprint race. That would have been back at Kansas. As we get set to go green flag racing here, starting lap number 12, green flag back in the air. We're running here at Pocono. Looks like Adam Lowe jumping out of line. Towards the back there is Flo getting back out in front. Josh Kosek, another very good start. Picking up positions on that bottom line, up to 2nd in the 222.
You see the 222 car trying to work his way around Flo there for first spot, as we are on board with Kosek right now. Whoa, look at the 750 of Wood on the inside of him, and the 18 of Cole with that huge run coming in turn 3, I believe.
Saw how hard he had to let off there for Kosek coming out of turn 2. That's what allowed the 750 of Wood and Austin Call. As there's the 8 of Josh Tarrant Hill in the background, getting loose coming out of turn 3 and then getting collected by Adam Lowe. And he will crab away.
Broken doing. Oh boy.
See what happened here with Hill. Down on the bottom, he gets loose, catches it, then it bites. And Adam Lowe nowhere to go in the 58. Just jump on board here with 58 of Lowe. Loose, loose. And a car above him and a car below him. Not the easiest wreck to avoid.
He just had nowhere to go.
Looks like Josh Tarrant Hill is about to go a lap down here if he can't get a little bit more pace in that 8 car. And while we're under caution here, we'll take our first break of the night and be right back. You're watching the Don's Automotive 150 here from Pocono Raceway for the SCL Winston Cup Series right here on Sim Racing Media.
Hi, this is Dave Storr, Don, Chevy, GMC, Hummer, and Corvette in Wauseon, Ohio. We have our first 2024 all-electric Hummer SUV. It's an Edition 1 and it's finished in the Moonshot Green matte paint. It's an awesome looking color if you can see it live. So if interested, give me a call at 419-337-3010 and we will get you into this all-electric vehicle. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day. Hi, this is Dave Storr, Don, Chevy, GMC, Hummer, and Corvette in Wauseon, Ohio. We have our first 2024 all-electric Hummer SUV. It's an Edition 1 and it's finished in the Moonshot Green matte paint. It's an awesome looking color if you can see it live. So if interested, give me a call at 419-337-3010 and we will get you into this all-electric vehicle. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.
Back here at Pocono Raceway, the Don's Automotive 150. Here, round number 5 for the SCL Winston Cup Series. As we are just 1 week shy of the halfway point in this season. Right now, Barrett Flo currently leads with Austin Call lining up to the outside. Josh Kosek and Johnny Wood make up row number 2. Matthew McMeekin and Klaus Williams will sit in row number 3 to get this race back going under green. Top 14 drivers have not come into pit by any stretch. Everyone else has come in at least for fuel. some with damage repair, some with fast repair. So drivers have taken these cautions to their advantage as we are getting set to go back to green flag racing here. Flagman has the flag up, and we are rolling again here at Pocono.
As you see the 222 of Kosek taking that lead over the 18. Oh, my bad. Lowe is in the lead with Kosek in second and the 18 of Paul in third.
Kosek giving that 92 of Flow a big push coming out of turn one. Kosek has proven to be very, very quick here tonight. Flow trying to take a little bit of the air off of Kosek. Coming into the corner, it will be Josh Kosek out in front. As on debut, it only takes Kosek 17 laps to get to the race lead.
Kosek coming out of turn number 3 here at Pocono Raceway, taking the lead here. Coming on lap 18, right behind him is Flo in second, 18 of Call in third, with 750 of Wood in fourth, and the 04 of Williams round out your top 5. We are single file throughout the whole field.
Ross Williams now looking to the inside of Johnny Wood for that 4th spot. I mentioned pre-race. Ross Williams had some very, very good runs here lately when he has been here. As now Austin Call going to lose a spot to that 750 of Johnny Wood. That outside line is very, very good coming out of turn 1. If you can keep that momentum up going down the backstretch and try to save those tires, and Wood just used it to perfection right there.
You're going to want to take the advantages very seriously here at Pocono, just because it is called the Tricky Triangle for a good reason. You want to take as many advantages as possible here at Pocono. As you see the 222 of Kosek still leading this field here on lap 19. And your top 5 is staying pretty much the same. As you see farther back in the pack, we are 3 wide racing here.
Justin Lewis, Brandon Murray, and Blake Madu going 3 wide into turn number 1. Murray is going to get the spot. Madu is going to get the run coming off of turn 2. And Justin Lewis is going to slot in right in front of Derek Wegman in the number 39.
As we're riding on board here at the 39, Derek Wegman. Now, the 7 of Lewis, I really thought he would be up in the top 5, top 10 most of the night here, Frank. But he's just hanging back in the mid-pack for right now a little bit.
Well, remember, Lewis was also involved in one of those early cautions. I believe it was the one on the backstretch that 7 was a part of. So he's trying to work his way back up. Same thing with the 27 who's been involved in a couple.
Oh, contact.
Oh, that was the 7 of Justin Lewis with Madu. Both keep it straight. We've seen that a couple times tonight. We've seen contact that's resulted in what you would assume would be a caution and a spin. It's another big save, though.
Some remarkable, incredible saves here tonight from Pocono. That 7, he's been all over the place. He's been where the action's been pretty much the whole night here in the mid-pack. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on him, see if he can make his way up to the front.
Another driver trying to move his way up after an early pit stop. That would be this man, the number 94 of Maxwell Caldwell. As Caldwell was up in the top 5, decided to pit under the first caution back on lap 5, and has been trying to fight his way back up to the front ever since, as he is now in a very close duel with the 72 of Jeremy Flanagan.
As you saw, the 72 there, sliding up the track in the cold wind. As a very close call. That could have been an easy spin right there, but they keep it straight coming out of turn 1 as you see them sorting stuff out here.
It's a battle for 18th position. Caldwell has it. Flanagan wants it as we'll look a little bit further up through this field. Klaus Williams starting to fall back a little bit. Has Michael Caffrey to his outside, the Aussie from Perth. As Brandon Murray and Michael Matta sitting behind those two. Matta trying to give a push to Williams. Murray trying to give the push to Caffrey. Justin Lewis following along on whoever he thinks might be the best man for him.
Work with your teammates. Work. Anybody that you know is good racing around you, work with them.
Right now, Caffrey has the advantage, getting the push from Murray. Matta has fallen back in line. Murray battling side by side with Klaus Williams. And now
there is one driver I want to point out, Frank. He's sitting in 6th place right now, and that's the 44 Johnson. We haven't seen him in the top 10 earlier on. Could he be a potential winner here tonight?
Plus 14 spots, so he has shown pace in that car. Has the 44 of Steven Johnson. Right on the back of Matthew McMeekin in the 41. So Johnson has very quickly moved his way up a decent amount of spots, and not because of incidents. Most of those have been happening behind him. As a change in the 2nd position, Johnny Wood Jr. has gotten around Barrett Flo. That now leaves Josh Kosek battling with the 750 of Wood. And Kosek not looking deterred as both drivers, both Kosek and Wood, setting their personal best laps the last time around. This time around, Wood personal best, about a 10th or so quicker than Kosek, but Kosek fastest of all, coming out of the tunnel turn and through turn 3.
As we see the top 2 now are pulling away from the pack here, as you see these drivers are spreading out a little more during this green flag run. And this is actually the longest green flag run I think we had all night tonight. So are we going to see some strategy coming into play here if we do get a long green flag run?
It is the longest green flag run that we have had here tonight thus far, as we jump on board with Austin Call. All headed through turn 3. Not too much play in that steering wheel coming through turn 3 at least, which is exactly what you want to see. If you're Austin Call, it means the car is not handling all that poorly. See, going through turn 1 here, watch for a possible snap to the right. Now it's looking pretty solid right now. Is that number 18? Now, I can't do a Pocono race in the post Tony Trapasso era without bringing this up. Now, every single time we came to Pocono, Tony had a trivia question for all of you in the YouTube chat, and I want to pose it to you guys now as another little tribute to him. As Kosek has a big moment through turn 3, that's going to allow Wood to get right back to him. Will he be able to pass him? It doesn't appear so, but Kosek had a big save through turn 3, side by side. Going into turn 1, which is the subject of our trivia question. Contact, cautions out in the back. Blake Maddu in the 063.
Wow,
heavy damage on the front end of that car.
Wonder if he got turned there. Have to take a look at this replay coming up.
Let's see it.
Take a look here. We are on board. Going down the front straightaway. Heading into turn 1. So far, so good. I don't see anything right there. It looks like he might have got hooked. And
hard
the inside.
hit. I think now at a glance, that appeared to be the 72 of Flanagan, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's see here. Oh no, it was Caldwell. That was Maxwell Caldwell that caught him.
to that left front there of that 063.
See it again. No, Caldwell, that's...
He came up a little more.
Yeah, it was net code was the initial cause of the incident, but you're right. That was the 94 drifting up a little bit, trying to get a better entry into the corner, and the caution is going to save Josh Kosek, who's going to be able to hold the lead. But anyway, back to the trivia question. I'd be remiss on my first Pocono race since Tony's passing to ask the trivia question. The 3 corners of Pocono Raceway are designed after 3 corners that were already in existence. Turn 2 was designed after Indianapolis. Turn 3 was designed after the corners at the Milwaukee Mile. To anyone in the YouTube chat, go sec with the late dive. The question is, to anyone in the YouTube chat, what was turn 1 modeled after? And I'll give you a hint. It's a track that is no longer in existence. We'll revisit that a little bit later on tonight. And if you've watched enough Pocono races with Tony Trapasso on the call, I guarantee you will know this answer. Drivers working their way through pit stops, through pit road, and it looks as though Barrett Flo is going to win the race off of pit road. That got very close there towards the end.
It did indeed.
So Barrett Flo wins the race off of pit road. Now, he will not be the race leader. We did have some cars stay out. Michael Matta, Jonathan Casebeer, Jeremy Flanagan, Lilith Peters, Matt Metler, Adam Lowe, and Derek Wegman all coming in there, or all not coming in, I should say. So Barrett Flo, the first car on new tires, will line up in 8th. The Lost Librarian in the chat is tapping out of the trivia question here tonight. Like I said, it's a track that no longer exists, which is a shame, because for those of you who have gotten a chance to run that track in sim, it's a very fun track. And I'll give you guys a hint. The only game that I know of that it was in was Indy 500 Evolution, which was such a fun game. I wish it was on Steam so I could play it again. Basically, the idea of the game was you would run IndyCar from 1961 all the way to 1973, I think.
Wow.
And it would take you through a progression of the season, and it was a lot of fun. A game I wish I could play again. And it was so cool because they would update the tracks year by year. So in 1961, those of you who don't know, in 1961, Indianapolis had not paved the front stretch yet. They paved everywhere else, but the front stretch, the entirety of the front stretch was still brick. So when you race in 1961 in that game, the front stretch was still brick, and then the next year they paved it over to the 3 feet of bricks that there is today. Really fun, really unique, really cool. But anyway, Michael Matta and Jonathan Casebeer will line up in row number 1 here for this restart. Jeremy Flanagan and Lilith Peters in row 2. And as mentioned in the chat there by Bruno Latour, teammates on the front row between Matta and Casebeer, teammates in the second row as well, with Flanagan and Peters lining up side by side. And the FoxfireFoods.com number 72 and number 1 Chevrolets. Pace car ducking on off. Green flag is just about back in the air. There it is. Here we go. Racing again at Pocono.
16 Amata jumps to that outside lane there, heading into turn 1. It looks like the top 3 are going to come in the turn 1 single file there with the 6 of Case Beer right there in second, but he is up for grabs here as you see the one of Peters trying to make a move there.
One of Peters sneaking on through, also trying to find a way through, is the 311 of Matt Metler. He went and tried to push up. That 58 of Adam Lowe didn't quite work. Look at Steven Johnson, first car on fresh tires, trying to make a move to the bottom line, getting very close with Barrett Flo looking to the inside of Matt Metler for 7th.
Have to be careful here in turn 3. It's a very flat corner. You don't want to be running into anybody there. As you see, the 44. Oh, 18 of Cole's gonna go around here, coming up into the pack there. It looks like big ones happening on the front straightaway.
A lot of cars. It looks like the 2 of Todd Merkel. Oh, the 63 again. Another hard hit. There's Todd Merkel in the 2. 412 of Raymond Kimmel also. There's that. Look at that left front suspension for Kimmel.
Wow.
And then again, a hard hit from Madhu. How in the world did Barrett Flo end up all the way back here? He must have been a part of that as well.
He had to then, because he was nowhere near the back there. We're going to have to take a look at this replay here. A lot to unfold here, heading into the front straightaway, Frank.
No kidding. As we'll take a look now, Austin Call was the first car we saw go. Looked like contact with the 022, the 222, sorry. And then just everything from there piled up. See if we can ride on board with the 222 of Kosek. It's going to happen quickly here. Try it again. Oh, yep, there you see it right there. Kosek just does clip the 92, gets the 18, gets the 94, and then everybody else behind.
Wow, that 2 took a hard hit.
2 took a hard hit. The 063 took a hard hit. This on board of Klaus Williams. Had nowhere to go.
This
is from Todd Merkel. Just everything stopped up in front of him.
Man.
Now watch the 063. There's the contact there, and he's already in the wall. See this again here from on board of Madhu. Trying to woe up. Looks like he's got it cleared, and then just oof.
That car got air.
Yeah, it did. So one of those instances where I think it might be a little bit easier to count who wasn't in the incident than who was. Although I think we're getting a pretty telltale sign by who's coming in pit road right now.
I'm going to have to say all the drivers that were in that
barred down right now. Saw Maxwell Caldwell get a little piece of it. Here comes Flo, who's been up at the front all race long. Same thing with Kosek. He's been up front all race long. Good news is these guys do get one fast repair. So for a guy like Todd Merkel, you can already see that car is already put back together. And for a guy like Blake Madhu, unfortunately, who had to use his after the last caution, not so much.
As you see the 16 Amata hanging on to the lead here on lap 33. Right behind him is the one of Peters. In third place, it looks like we have the 6 car. That is your top 3 as of right now. We are under our 5th caution of the night here in the SCL Winston Cup Series.
Give you the answer to that trivia question now. Again, the trivia question posed: the 3 corners here at Pocono are configured after 3 previously built racetracks. Turn 2 based off of Indianapolis, turn 3 based off of the Milwaukee Mile, turn 1 based off of Trenton Speedway in Trenton, New Jersey. It was a road course that had a very high bank turn 1 and a very long front straightaway, just kind of similar to how Pocono is now.
Yeah, I thought Trenton was always a fun track to race on. I wish they brought it back in real life, but unfortunately never could have happened, probably.
And it was a road course in the loosest of terms, because it had turn 1, and then it had a little bit of a straightaway, then it hooked back right for turn 2, then a straightaway, and then it hooked back left to get back onto the front straightaway. So it was basically an oval just with a right-hand kink in the middle of the circuit.
It's a wonky track.
Yeah. So there you go, Tony. I hope you got your T-shirt there for getting the question right. As we get set to go back to green flag racing here, about to begin lap number 35, just 6 laps shy of halfway here at Pocono. Green flag getting set to come out. Michael Matta, Lilith Peters on the front row. Jonathan Casebeer and Jeremy Flanagan pushing. Green flag back out. We're racing again here at Pocono.
As you see these drivers side by side, Matta going that outside line. He looks like he's going to bring Peters along with him in that 1 car. Top 3 are single file heading out of turn 1.
Lilith Peters getting one of the better starts on the outside of the front row that we've seen here tonight. As Jonathan Casebeer getting pushed along by Adam Lowe. Now Peters and Lowe currently sitting second, and Steven Johnson currently sitting second and possibly third, possibly fourth here. We'll find out in this next corner. Those 2 came into pit back on lap 14. Peters took tires, and she now has the race lead. Adam Lowe did not, so Lowe is still on the same tires that Matta and Casebeer are on, as Matta fighting right back in that number 16. Looking to the inside, gets the race lead back going into turn number 1, but Peters not giving it up without a fight.
1 and 16 battling side by side, exiting turn 1. It looks like it's going to go to the 16 of Matta there, taking the race lead once again, but that 1 is putting pressure on that 16 heading into turn 2.
14 lap fresher tires. That 16 holding firm against the faster car of Peters, as we see somebody pop up here into the top 7. Now he came into pit, we saw in 19th position. Caldwell came into pit on lap 27, but because that incident took out so many cars in front of him, he's now popped back up into the top 10, nearly in the top 5. Caldwell back up to 6th.
As you saw on the front straightaway, the top 2 are moving, using every lane possible, trying to break up that draft so he can't get a lead change there for the lead, as you see the 94 there, Caldwell, just outside the top 5, sitting there comfortably in that 6th position. But right in front of him is the 44 of Steven Johnson's, right there in 5th place, holding on pretty well.
Another driver that we haven't spoken much about after that first incident back on the Long Pond straightaway early in the race. 75 of Chad Jones has worked his way back up into the top 10. He also came in on lap 27, I should say. Looking under the now reappeared Matt Metler, as you see up in the foreground of this shot. Michael Matta doing everything he possibly can to try to break that draft to Lilith Peters.
As you see the 16 of Matta there with a comfortable lead over the one of Peters right now, but as you see, he's going 176 miles per hour coming into turn 2 there. As you see the 58 of Lowe taking 2nd place from the one of Peters.
Interesting for Lowe, again, last time Lowe came in was on 14, but again, it was only to take fuel. He has made 3 stops in this race, has the 58 of Lowe. So he does have a little bit fresher tires, but certainly not 14 lap fresher tires, as that was the 777 of Michael Caffrey going hard into the pit wall.
I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution or not, but
He's gotten it back straight. I don't know if he got loose or if he got help or what happened there. But either way, Michael Caffrey hard into the pit wall. See it here. Oh, baby.
little sand barrel.
Could have been a lot worse than it was. I'm not sure if the 22 caught him or the caution has come out now, though. As this is for a separate incident, and that's the separate incident. Matt Metler, turn 2.
Okay, take a look at this replay here as the 311 and Matt Metler gets it rolling once again. Oh, looks like a broken toe link there for him. Let's take a look at this replay here, heading into turn 2.
Battling with Matthew McMeekin, and around he goes. Also gets it from Josh Tarrant-Hill. Justin Lewis also, well, I think Lewis caught the inside wall. Let's see it again, this time from above. There's 42 hooks him. Gets a bit from the 8. Here's the 7. Does he miss the inside wall? No, he doesn't.
A little tap.
But again, as we've said multiple times, could have been a lot worse. And it looks like Lewis fine enough to stay out. So we are just now going to take the halfway point. We'll take a quick break. Be right back under caution for the 6th time tonight. Here at Pocono Raceway, you're watching the Don's Automotive 150 here from Pocono.
Hi, this is Dave Storr, Don Chevy, GMC, Hummer, and Corvette in Waseon, Ohio. We have our first 2024 all-electric Hummer SUV. It's an Edition 1 and it's finished in the Moonshot Green matte paint. It's an awesome looking color if you can see it live. So if interested, give me a call at 419-337-3010 and we will get you into this all-electric vehicle. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.
Back here at Pocono Raceway for the Don's Automotive 150, just past halfway, just finishing our 6th caution of the night. Mostly everybody came down pit road there except for Lilith Peters, who now has the race lead here for this restart. Green flag back in the air. Maxwell Caldwell fighting on the outside.
As we stay double file there, as you see the 04 of Williams back there trying to get back into this racing pack here heading in turn 1, but the 1 of Peters holding off the 94 of Caldwell very strong here.
Caldwell and Wood also side by side as the 72 of Flanagan trying to hold. That's William Solomon there in the 19 at bay. Josh Tarrant Hill also looking to move forward in the number 8. He's up into 6th. He was wrecked and a lap down not that long ago. Took his fast repair and is now back up in the top 5 as that was Johnny Wood getting back straight off the nose of the 44 of Steven Johnson. Backs everybody up, but we somehow stay green. My goodness.
I think it's going to get a lot more intense now that we're past halfway. As you see the pack there split into 2, all because of one driver getting loose sideways into turn 3 there.
Oh, he didn't get loose. He was gotten loose. As we'll take a look. Oh, that's him settling the car back down. Let's take it back a little bit further here. Again. Here it is. There's the contact. Slide, slide, keep sliding. And we got it figured out. What a job. And all right. You guys got me again. Caution's back out. Matthew McMeekin in pit road. Mark Brown in pit road as well. Ronnie Hurst slow off the back of the field. Let's take a look and see what happened here while we were watching that last replay. Low, 3 wide.
Oh. Oh, oh.
That was McMeekin catching the back end of it. Okay, we'll go with it from a different angle here. As it was Brown and Hurst that were side by side. Oh, Brown came down. That's not great. So that'll bring out caution number 7 on the evening. By the way, we saw the sponsor on the number 22 just a moment ago, and I'm trying to see where the heck I saw it. As pit stops commence for drivers that haven't pit in a while, Lilith Peters, Jeremy Flanagan, Wood coming in as well, as is Barrett Flo, Josh Tarrant Hill there, coming down pit road. See where in the world I saw what I think I saw. I know what I saw, I just can't remember where I saw it. But anyway, to make a long story short and put an end to the suspense, Ronnie Hurst carrying the sponsor of the J&M Industrial Services Group they just became a proud sponsor of, I believe it's the Tuesday night series, the Super Late Model and the Street Stock series that runs on Tuesday night. So congratulations to them. I said, I know I saw it. I swear I saw it. I just don't remember where it was, and it's going to bother me until I find it. And I know exactly when I'm going to find it. It's right after the broadcast is over, because that's usually when I find stuff. Super Trucks also got a sponsor, the Wednesday night series, Merkel Racing Engines. So again, congratulations to them. As we continue on under our 7th caution of the night. There it is. I found it and I had it backwards. Oh dear. Merkel Racing Engines is Tuesday night with the late model stocks, and J&M Group Industrial Services, that's the Wednesday night series. So I knew it, but I got it backwards. Congratulations to the league, the series for those. Congratulations to J&M for the Wednesday night series, and Merkel Racing Engines for Tuesday night. So now that bout of OCD is done and fought with, it will be Maxwell Caldwell and Eric Schaus lining up here on the front row. As we get set to continue inching closer to 30 laps to go here at Pocono. Caldwell, Schaus, Kosick, Call. First two rows. As we get set to go racing once again. Pace car is off into the restart zone. They inch. Green flag back in the air, racing again here at the Don's Automotive 150.
As you see Caldwell in that 94 Chevy heading into turn 1, taking the lead here on lap 48 out of 80 here tonight at Pocono Raceway. But look at Kosick with the run there on the 94 Canal turn 1.
Kosick got a very good run. Schaus again on that outside line for the restart. Not a great start. That leaves Austin Call and Todd Merkel battling for the 4th position as Kosick looks to the inside going into turn number 2 against Caldwell. Both of them push out. Not as far out as Joshua Yarborough did, however. Into the wall goes the 77 out of 2.
As you see, it looks like everybody there is keeping their line pretty good there, but the 77 of Joshua Yarborough got into the wall in turn 2, and he gets into the wall into turn 3. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that driver tonight. As you see, a 94 still in first place, but the 60 moves up to second now.
I believe Josh Kosick may have gotten loose coming out of 3. That allowed both Schaus and Call to get around him. 32 laps to go here from Pocono Raceway. Cloud cover starting to roll in over Pocono Raceway. So we see this battle here, this battle for second between Schaus, Call, and Kosick.
As you see the field coming out of turn 3. Pretty much straight single file line racing, but further on back in the pack there you see the 8 car making it 3 wide back there.
28 of Josh Tarrant Hill. This is back in the mid-20s. As these guys on fresher tires trying to work their way back up through the field. As another guy setting pretty solid lap times at the moment, the number 6 of Jonathan Casebeer. See on screen there, Casebeer came in on lap 40. Casebeer just set the fastest first half of the lap. Here, I'm sure with a little bit of help of draft, but no one's going to complain. Casebeer is going to come across the line in 15th position. Sets a personal best, 53.73. That's a time right now that will put him about 0.2 faster than the leader.
And as you saw on your screen there, it looked like the 58 of Lowe and the 7 of Lewis were trying to make something happen there on the inside line, trying to gain some positions, but it doesn't look like that's going to work out very well for the 58.
Watch out, Raymond Kimmel does a great job of keeping it out of the wall. Low up to 6th. And because of that, Kimmel is going to get sent backwards. Goes from 9th to about... Oh, around goes Steven Johnson.
60 with a lot of contact.
Steven Johnson, Eric Schaus. And another incident up here at the front of the field. Well,
going to take a replay on that one right there.
Let's dissect another one.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. You see the 60 and the 222 there. Oh! 60 looks like he overcorrected it.
Yeah, they both got loose. Schaus got a little bit looser. See what happened as far as Steven Johnson's involvement. Todd Merkel also looks like he may have caught a piece of it. Oh, ooh, wow. Todd Merkel was very lucky. Let's jump on board here with Merkel. He's going to get punted in the rear from Adam Lowe, but that's the most he could have asked for. Look at how close. Watch. Ooh. And then there's the shot. Hits the inside wall a little bit, but that could have been, again, could have been a lot worse.
I would rather taking a punt into the inside wall, a little tap, instead of wrecking my whole race car. But you see some of these drivers coming down pit road. It looks like the 94 of Caldwin, the 44 of Johnson. It looks like the 222 of Kozak is also coming down pit road, bringing a lot of others too.
With Steven Johnson, you would expect a faster pair. Watch for that 44 in the background. Yep, there's the right front fender popping back out. So faster pair taken for the 44. Now he'll have to work his way up through the field, as that will hand the lead of the race off to Austin Call in number 18.
Right behind Call is, I believe, the 7 of Lewis, cracking the top 3 here tonight at Pocono Raceway.
Sure where Todd Merkel's off to. See a little bit of left front damage. I'm not sure. He's being scored right now as the leader of the race. I'm not sure if they think he's glitched or what, but here he comes. Here he comes to a stop, I'm assuming to let the field go by. I'm not sure if iRacing had him glitched out to where they maybe thought he was a lap down or what happened, but he was showing the leader on our end after he passed the 18, and now he's going to get passed back. There he goes. So Merkel will regain his position as third in line. It is awkward the way iRacing does things sometimes when it comes to incidents like that where drivers go off the racetrack.
Right.
Sometimes it triggers something odd to happen. I'm not sure if that's what happened there. Can't see his screen or what have you, but anyway, in any event, he's back where he's supposed to be. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go back to green flag racing next time.
Row 1, it looks like we're going to have the 18 of Call on the inside. On the outside of him is going to be the 7 of Lewis. Row 2, we're going to have the 2 there on the inside. And on the outside, we're going to have the 68 of Lowe. Our 8th caution of the night here on lap 54 in the Winston Cup Series.
Has been quite a night here at Pocono. More back on pace from what we've seen this season. Again, our 8th caution of the evening. Just over 25 laps to go. We'll have 26 to go when we hit the line to go back to green flag racing. As Daniel mentioned, Austin Call, Justin Lewis on the front row here for this restart. It'll be interesting to see. You can see the damage on that number 58 of Adam Lowe. How that nose damage is going to affect him on this restart. Michael Matta up there again as well. So a couple of guys who had cycled to the back on pit stops finding their way back forward. Green flag coming back out into the Geico restart zone. There goes Call. And here we go again, racing here at Pocono.
Side by side with the 7 of Lewis heading into turn 1. We're going to see who's going to have the advantage here. It looks like it's going to be the 7 of Lewis taking the lead here at Pocono, but here comes that 18 of Call right back on his bumper.
Oh, not the greatest of runs through turns 1 and 2. That'll move Justin Lewis up to the lead. Todd Merkel right now sitting in 3rd. Last came down pit road on lap 32. As Adam Lowe trying to keep that spot from the number 88 Liberty University car of Brandon Murray. As look at Trevor Dalton making 3 wide in the Kodiak number 27. Gets nothing for it, though.
As you saw a little bit of contact there with the 18 of Call and the 7 of Lewis coming out of turn 3. Nothing major.
It's Maxwell Caldwell at the very top of the screen there getting loose. Lewis and Call side by side again going into turn 1 for the race lead. Same lines, a little bit different result as Lewis not able to clear Austin Call. Now he does.
And right behind them, it looks like we're going to have another pack battling here for 3rd place. As you see the 2 of Merkel, I believe, tapped the outside wall there coming out of turn 2. That's going to affect him. That's going to allow the 27 of Dalton to go in front of him. And the 16 of, oh, what's his name?
Michael Matta, the 16.
Yeah, Matta.
As Austin Call up to the race lead. Justin Lewis getting a very bad run coming out of turn 3. That's going to allow Brandon Murray to jump up into the 2nd spot. Adam Lowe into 3rd. As now Lewis getting that run off the outside line. Saw board of Adam Lowe looking back at Trevor Dalton.
Adam Lowe holding on to 4th position. Very good here. As you see the 88 of Murray there in 2nd place. Gaining on to 18 out of turn 3. Contact between Lewis and Lowe.
Again, Lewis, not a great run out of turn 3. That allows.
Oh,
that
the
opens
one of Peters.
Lilith Peters, Josh Kosek down in the wall.
Two other drivers that have been up front for most of this first half of the race now collected in another incident here. Let's take a look at this replay here.
Oh, it looked like maybe Kosek moved up. Let's take a look here again. On board of Kosek. Yep, moves up and right into the side of the one of Peters. So that will be caution number 9 here tonight. Season high of 12 at Michigan earlier this year.
Might break the record tonight.
It's looking like a decent chance at it. Or pardon me, it's 12 at Daytona to open up the year. 11 each at Michigan and Kansas, and then none at Twin Ring Motegi. And no, we did not run the road course. We ran the oval.
That's pretty good for Motegi.
Absolutely, for 100 laps at Motegi as well. Again, Iowa next week. Sure to be a fun race. So these drivers always seem to have good runs whenever they go to Iowa. And after that, got a couple of weeks to go before we get our first break of the year. Charlotte, mainstay to open up the second half of the year for this series on November 6th. Talladega, November 13th. Before we go into the week off for Thanksgiving. Come back at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Sure would appreciate you all joining us for the remainder of this season.
The one track that stands out to me, Frank, is the one that you're most excited for is Nashville Fairgrounds. I never ran a cup car there ever before, so that's what's exciting about watching that race happen. You never know what's going to happen there. I don't know if any of these drivers ever raced there before, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's not one of the easiest racetracks to run, especially with a higher powered car like these. Unfortunately, the round of 8 race at Homestead for the a lot cleaner Xfinity Series for Sunday Night NASCAR and the All-Pro Sim Series at Southern National not able to go ahead tonight, at least on the broadcast side, because most of our colleagues are still on the way back from Homestead Miami Speedway after their little outing last week. Everything should return back to normal starting tomorrow, though. Racers Elite Truck Series, round number 10 from Michigan. The Jack Dowell Simulators and Esports Truck Series for Sunday Night NASCAR. They will run at Homestead. The Extreme Motorsports Rick Motec Xfinity Series will be at Chicagoland Speedway for a couple of weeks off for that series, and then the nightcap, as it has been for the last couple of years here on Sim Racing Media, the Western States Racing League, round number 15 from Darlington Raceway. So 4 shows coming up tomorrow night as we return back to normal as all the guys come back home. Some of us stay and continue as if they were never here.
Yeah. It's a lot more quieter. But
It
no,
certainly is.
they had a blast.
Yes, and we talked to Dave Regal during Sunday Night NASCAR last night about it. Sounded like he had a lot of fun standing on the food lines at the racetrack. I'm sure for those of you who watch the Sunday Night NASCAR series, you'll hear all about it tomorrow night and all throughout the week here on Sim Racing Media. We'll have 19 laps to go when we get going again. Austin Call and Brandon Murray in row number 1. Michael Matta, Adam Lowe, row 2. Johnny Wood and Josh Tarrant Hill, row 3. Row 4 will go to Chad Jones, who we haven't spoken about much tonight, and Jonathan Casebeer. Derek Wegman and Steven Johnson will make up row 5 here for the restart. Green flag coming back out. Off we go again. 19 to go here at Pocono.
Inside lane gets a very nice jump there as you see the 18F Call heading to that outside lane, and you see Lowe also following him. Those are going to be the top 2 drivers heading in turn 1. You see the 88 of Murray falling back there.
Outside line going in on the restart has not been good all night long except for a few select occasions. And once again, proving the same as Austin Call on the bottom and Adam Lowe on the bottom of row 2 get the advantage. Murray now getting harassed by Matta in the 16 coming through turn 2. Matta not clear himself. He's got Johnny Wood to the inside.
Johnny Wood making his way back up. Remember, he was up here in the front early on in this race, and he's up here.
Oh,
16. Around on the front straightaway once again there.
Oh,
Todd
Merkel and Joshua Yarborough getting into it there. Again, Eric Schaus going around on the front straightaway.
Just not having a solid night tonight here from Pocono Raceway. Net 60 Hot Wheels machine.
Unfortunately not. Let's take a look and see what happened with Schaus coming off of 3. Battling with Steven Johnson. That's Derek Wegman in the 39. Let's get loose. He got loosened up by the 44, we'll put it that way. Everyone else managing to avoid except for the 2 in the 77. And with that, we will take one more final break here tonight on Sim Racing Media. Austin Call out in front, 18 laps to go here at the Don's Automotive 150 from Pocono.
Hi, this is Dave Storr, Don Chevy, GMC, Hummer, and Corvette in Wauseon, Ohio. We have our first 2024 all-electric Hummer SUV. It's an Edition 1 and it's finished in the Moonshot Green matte paint. It's an awesome looking color if you can see it live. So if interested, give me a call at 419-337-3010 and we will get you into this all-electric vehicle. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day. Hi, this is Dave Storr, John Chevy, GMC, Hummer, and Corvette in Wauseon, Ohio. We have our first 2024 all-electric Hummer SUV. It's an Edition 1 and it's finished in the Moonshot Green matte paint. It's an awesome looking color if you can see it live. So if interested, give me a call at 419-337-3010 and we will get you into this all-electric vehicle. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.
Back to Pocono Raceway for the Don's Automotive 150. We have gone to single file restarts as we come to the line for 15 laps to go. Hopefully trying to calm this field down a little bit. Green flag back in the air. Off we go. Austin Call leading the way.
As you see the 18 of Call making it into turn 1 with the 58 of Lowe right behind him is the 88 of Murray rounding out the top 3.
It got them nice and calm on the restart. However, going into turn 1 is a different thing, and that's where we find Jeremy Flanagan trying to slot in line behind the 44 of Steven Johnson for 10th, and that's where we will find him do it now. As Jonathan Casepier slides up to the outside, he'll go back to 10th.
As you see that Bass Pro Shops car there on the inside of the 72 of Flanagan.
Will Solomon, a couple cars getting loose coming out of turn 4. One incident that we saw earlier on and never gave an update on, regrettably for us, Maxwell Caldwell, who currently runs in the 14th position, he got really loose coming out of turn 4 and then ended up going down pit road. Doesn't appear to be too much damage on that 94, but that did happen if you were looking up at the top of the screen. Caldwell back in 14th as we have a battle for 3rd. Heating up, Michael Matta to the inside of Brandon Murray in the 88.
Oh, as you see the 16 there gets loose in turn 3, but holds it straight there. As you see, there's a crash in the back. 22.
They're keeping it straight, so it's still green. And again, keeping it straight, Ronnie Hurst is the car in the wall. So now, yes, the question would be, and it's a valid question, why was that not called a caution when the other ones, especially Schaus a couple of laps ago, was? That's because Schaus ended up backwards on the front straightaway. Ronnie Hurst did not. He stayed straight, came off the racing line, stayed straight again. That's why the caution did not come out. The caution's going to come out now as Austin Call is facing into the turn 3 wall.
Wasn't expecting to see that.
Yeah, so one explanation down. Now another one is needed. Let's take a look back first at what happened at the end of lap 67 involving the 22 of Ronnie Hurst. Here he is battling with Trevor Dalton. Comes out of turn 3. Gets hit by Dalton. Because he snapped straight so quick, the caution never came out. And then down at the other end of the racetrack, we'll just take it all the way through here. Here's what happens with Austin Call and Justin Lewis. Now, not entirely sure whether or not Call got help here. It doesn't look, with the gap, it doesn't look like he did. hit the wall? No, he gets loose. Oh, wow, they both lost it. Coming out of turn 2, and then those bumps on the bottom is what upsets Austin Call's car, forcing it to jump up to the outside, and because he was on the racing line, the caution comes out. Jump. Got a little bit of a nudge there from the 6 of Jonathan Casebeer. He was the car we saw in the other shot. So Joshua Yarborough, Trevor Dalton, Ronnie Hurst, and Austin Call coming down pit road here. That will leave the front row as Adam Lowe and Brandon Murray. $11 laps to go as we work caution number 11. Well,
as we make our way through these pace laps with the 58 of Lowe in the lead. Frank, it's been an exciting race so far tonight. I mean, what are we expecting here on this next restart?
More excitement would be my guess. It's certainly going to be one heck of a restart. And my assumption would be they're going to stay single file, since that restart was one of the more... I mean, the restarts haven't been the problem. I don't think it's the fact that they're side by side for so long is what's causing the problem. So that's why I think they went to the single file restart, and I think they're going to stay with it after seeing the success of the last go around.
And I do see some front end damage there on the 58. I don't know if you saw it, Frank.
Yeah, that was
but I saw it.
Yeah, that was from an earlier incident. So we'll see what Adam Lowe can do with that out in front of the pack. And yeah, it looks like they are going to stay with the single file restarts. And we will restart with 9 laps to go. A number of drivers no longer participating in tonight's race. Blake Maddu done after 31 laps. Matt Mettler done after 38. Mark Brown and Matthew McMeekin. Michael Caffrey and Klaus Williams done after 43. Isaac Love done after 52. David Hanna done after 63. Eric Schaus, after spending the last 10 minutes on pit road repairing that number 60, back out on track in 23rd and last position. Everybody but him right now on the lead lap as we get set to go once again. We had one did not start. That would be Jack Sanders, would have been making a series debut tonight. And Carolus Thiel, who will also be on the results and admin for the series, was not planning on racing here tonight. As we get set to go once again. Adam Lowe, Brandon Murray, Johnny Wood, the pole sitter, Michael Matta, Derek Wegman, Chad Jones, Josh Tarrant-Hill, Steven Johnson, Jeremy Flanagan, and Jonathan Casebeer, your top 10. Way through turn number 3, and again they're up in the high lane. Only pass to the right before you get to the start-finish line, so blocking off that lane. Coming to the line, green flag back in the air, 9 to go here at Pocono.
And I expect them to see him fan out as you see some drivers pulling out there to that inside line to see if they can make a move there, as you see the 7 of Lewis looking around there. But back further on in the pack, we are double wide here. As you see a 44 on the outside of the 6.
It's the 6 of Jonathan Casebeer that poked out. Maxwell Caldwell Looking to the inside of that 3 wide. Jeremy Flanagan there as well in the 72. Adam Lowe still out in front, not missing anything up at the front of the field as K-Spear almost wipes out the 72 of Flanagan. Everyone gets through the tunnel turn.
As you see for our race lead, the 88 of Murray is literally tracking down the 58 of Lowe as fast as possible because he knows there are only 8 laps to go here at Pocono, and that can last within the next 10 minutes, so he needs to start booking it.
Will Solomon get loose out of turn 3? Michael Matta losing out on that overtake attempt, at least for the moment, on Johnny Wood. As Matta slots in behind last week's winner in the 750. Derek Wegman up here in the top 5. First time we've really mentioned him tonight. As Wegman, quiet but good performance in that number 39 as the caution flies. Jeremy Flanagan, there he is, 72.
Take a look at this replay here involving the 72, bringing out our 12th caution of the night with 7 laps to go here at Pocono Raceway. Let's take a look here, Frank.
Side by side with Barrett Flo. A little bit of contact, a little bit more contact. So there you had that.
Yeah, mentioning the 39, we haven't seen them up towards the front most of this race, but it would be an incredible performance for him tonight to at least get a top 3, top 5 tonight. Possibly a spoiler for a race win. Derek Wegman, I mean, he's been, like you said, Frank, quiet, but he's there at the right times for each of these races. And just like the 750 of Wood, I mean, he was in the front in the earlier on this race, actually on the start of this race, and he's been not around the top 5, top 3 most of the race, and look where he is now. He's in the top 5, so he could be also another driver that could potentially get this win here tonight.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of guys that we could talk about, and I've mentioned it a lot over the week. Tony and I always used to say, if you're having a quiet night, doesn't mean you're having a bad night. Derek Wegman certainly fits that. We may not have talked about him much, but he's plus 18 from where he started. Chad Jones right behind. He's plus 8 from where he started. Sneaky good nights for these drivers. You see the field dart to the inside as Eric Schaus is going to come around to get the wave around here in that number 60. Ronnie Hirsch, Joshua Yarborough, and William Solomon all coming down pit road here under this caution. And I know some of the people in the chat might find this entertaining. Daniel, you haven't been around long enough to, sorry about that. You haven't been around long enough to know that this is a common occurrence here, but how many pit stops do you think Michael Matta has made here tonight?
Oh, let's see. I'm just gonna give you a wild guess. I'm gonna believe 3.
One
What?
pit stop, and that was at halfway. This is what Michael Matta seems to do. He tries his best
Jeez.
to make it a one-stop race for himself, and he has once again done it here. Now, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because you get the long run at the end, but Michael Matta is once again trying the one-stop here at Pocono.
I mean, that's pretty impressive if you only did one stop here at Pocono, but oh man,
Now, granted,
wasn't
we
expecting
granted we
that.
have had a number of cautions to keep those tires rather fresh.
We did.
We'll restart here with 4 laps to go. Tied our season high in cautions, by the way, at 12. As a majority of this race, unfortunately, has been run behind this pace car. So once again, it'll be Adam Lowe, Brandon Murray, Johnny Wood, Michael Matta, and Derek Wegman, your top 5. Chad Jones, Josh Tarrant-Hill, Steven Johnson, Maxwell Caldwell, and Jonathan Casebeer in the top 10. The most recent pitters would be Steven Johnson and Maxwell Caldwell, who came into pit on lap 52. Everybody else is lap 45 or lap 40 up here in the top 10. So it has been a split decision for these drivers, and a lot of drivers taking the short track route of stay out because you may not get to race on those tires.
As you see the pace car in turn 3, with Lowe leading this field to green with 4 laps to go here in the Don's Auto 150 from Pocono.
So here we go. Getting set to go. 4 laps to go here from Pocono. Hopefully we can get these done in short order. Green flag is in the air.
As you see drivers fanning out already, you see the 7 back there of Lewis.
May not have been the greatest start from Lowe as Murray all over the back of that number 58. A little bit of contact between Michael Matta and Brandon Murray. That's going to bring Matta up in advantage on the outside line. Wood's going to follow through. Murray stuck on the bottom.
Yeah, that 88's going to fall back now, but in second place is the 16 of Matta, and third place is the 750 of Wood. So far, so good. The 58 below there, under fire from the 750.
And again, Wood, pole sitter here tonight by a couple of tenths. This is his first genuine crack at the lead since earlier on in this race, as Josh Tarrant-Hill catches the wall.
Oh.
Barrett Flow hard into the inside wall, and then even harder in the back.
Barrel rolling.
That was Ronnie Hurst. He ran into, well, that ran into him, and that will be the trigger for the first green-white checkered here tonight.
Wow, that was I don't know how to explain.
Well, if you're going to do it big, and that's exactly what Barrett Flow just did. Loose off of 3, right into the end of the pit wall, and Ronnie Hurst had no chance.
I
Yikes.
never seen this before.
You're right on board with Barrett Flow. And prepare yourself, as this is going to be wild. Ooh.
Wow. That just makes me dizzy.
As far as I know, Barrett Flow does not run VR, which that's the only saving grace there. From on board to Ronnie Hurst.
Has nowhere to go once again.
Not a chance that he's missing that, unfortunately.
Broken toe link there.
I think the engine might be the bigger concern for her, to
Yeah.
be fair.
Say hello to your engine.
Drivers who qualified second and third here tonight will not make the finish.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, to say the very least.
50 of low. He's been holding off this field pretty good on these restarts. I mean, you see the pace car lights are already off. We're going to try to get this thing back and rolling as fast as possible. That's 750 of Wood. He's knocking on that 58's door.
Oh, absolutely. And again, without having to contend on the high line, it's only going to help. As Wood will look to get as good a run as he possibly can. And again, we are in the first official green white checkered attempt of 3 that we'll get here tonight. Adam Lowe, Johnny Wood, Michael Matta, Brandon Murray, Maxwell Caldwell, Derek Wegman, Chad Jones, Steven Johnson, Justin Lewis, Josh Tarrant Hill. That is your top 10 at the moment. Ending caution number 13 coming to the line. Green flag is back in the air. First attempt at a green white checker.
As you see the field there, single file for most part, tending to turn 1 with the 58 of Low. Holding on to the lead here with the 750 of Wood right there on his bumper heading out turn 1.
Maxwell Caldwell was looking, I'm not sure if he was looking for a move on Brandon Murray or just looking to dissuade Derek Wegman from going to the inside. Either way, Caldwell stays in the 5th position. Into the wall goes Wood, trying to find a way around Adam Lowe. Lowe a little slow coming off the tunnel turn. Here comes Wood to the outside.
750 of Wood on the outside of Low. In turn 3, 750 is going to get the lead. But here we come to the white flag.
White flag in the air. One more lap to go. Wood trying to break any form of draft that he can. Side by side through the rest of the field. Maxwell Caldwell fighting for 3rd. Wood. Boy, almost got to the back end of Wood, did Low. Both of them just barely missing the wall coming out of turn 1.
As you see the 750 of Wood there, pulling away from the 58 of Low. Low knowing that he is in short distance of winning this race. He just needs to find a way to get this 750.
Oh.
But time's running out for this 58, but the 750 looks like he's going to grab this W here tonight from Pocono. Exiting turn 3.
Yep, exiting turn number 3, Johnny Wood coming to the line. He goes pole to win in back-to-back weeks. Chaos behind. Johnny Wood wins the Don's Automotive 150 here from Pocono. And as I said, chaos behind.
That was a fantastic race here tonight from Pocono Raceway. Right there in 2nd place is the 58 of Low. And rounding out your top 3 is the 16 of Matta.
Lot of cars beat up after the finish. Josh Tarrant Hill in the 8. Let's take a look at what happened there at the finish. We saw it behind. Take a look and see. I believe the 7 was also a part of it. Here they come through 3 and through 4. Oh, Chad Jones clips the 222.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Joshua Yarborough. Austin Call just misses it. Yeah, there were a couple of hard hits here that we just missed. See Todd Merkel spinning off. Ooh, Jonathan
Oh,
Casebeer, I think that was. See again, there's Steven Johnson.
it's a little tap on that quarter panel goes wrong. 44 with a lot of damage on that front hood.
I want to see this onboard here that we have from Austin Call. Call's going to come across in 11th.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just finds the hole. Watch out.
Calamity Corner.
From Josh Tarrant Hill. Gets a little bit of contact. Keeps his foot in it. A couple cars get past, and he's going to stop just beyond the line.
Someone's finishing backwards across the start-finish line.
It's the 412 of Raymond Kimmel, I believe. As what a finish here at Pocono. Here in just a second, we'll get you your race, your top three. I believe we have them now. Johnny Wood Jr., 2 for 2 here this season. Congratulations.
Yes. Some audio go.
Going into that final restart, what was kind of your plan there? Obviously, the plan to get past Adam Lowe, but still, how did you plan on making that move?
Felt like the whole run I was pretty strong coming off of 2, but I knew I had to get a good restart to push me and Adam out and away from I think it was Michael, finished 3rd. He was pretty quick. He was he was the one that I was really, really worried about, and I just had to try to make the move on Adam. I felt like the best place to do it was 2, or if not, 3 and 4, but I felt like I wasn't as strong as he was coming out of 3 and 4.
Now, disregarding the number of cautions that we had, it seemed like it was the same old story from last week where it was very difficult to pass. How hard was it to pass around here when we were green?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's almost not even worth getting tires. Track position's almost better than getting fresh tires. And knowing that we were going to have a caution fest about 4 cautions in, I figured I was better off just not taking tires and just running all the way out from, I think it was lap 65, 70, somewhere in there.
We go to Iowa next week, going for the 3-peat. How do you think you can go for 3 in a row at Iowa? Think you have a chance at it?
I mean, I said I wasn't too good at Pocono this week, but but Iowa, I mean, that's a tough little ring with these next gens. I mean, they're so on edge, and you can lock the brakes up so fast. But I mean, New Hampshire, I was pretty good at New Hampshire, and I think Iowa's kind of similar. It's just got a little bit more banking.
All right. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I think my dad's watching this weekend. I told him about last weekend and figured I'd shout him out. Obviously, I'm a junior, so.
All right.
Your
Your race winner here tonight, Johnny Wood Jr. Bud, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, we will now go to our second place finisher, Adam Lowe. Adam, so close, but yet so far. What happened there on that final run?
Honestly, I was so thankful just to be in that position within the closing laps. I put my qualifying lap down, and it was horrible, to be honest. I don't know how else to put it. And I got a speeding penalty on pit road. And it gave me a little hope. I won a truck race a couple weeks ago after having a pit road mishap. And, the way those cautions were going, I was really hoping that I hate to say it, but I was hoping for a caution just to kind of steal a win. I knew that 750 was going to be real hard to hold off there in those last 2 laps. And he played it right. He laid back in entering 2. He got a hell of a run off. I don't know, sometimes I could hit it really good, and more often than not, I would hit it not right and kill me, my speed on exit. And there's nothing I could do. I was sitting duck, and he flew past me like nothing. And so I'm thankful to finish second. My car was pretty good today. I definitely had to feel like I had a top five car. If things would have shaken out a little bit differently for qualifying and throughout the race. So I'm glad I led some laps today. Thanks to my teammates Barrett and Josh and Isaac for helping me figure out this track a little bit better today. It was it was a wild one today. I was in a couple wrecks, and man, I just like I said, I'm just super thankful to get a podium here today.
We talk about it a lot here in the booth, but I think to get it from a driver's perspective, I think will help. Nobody finds these caution-filled races fun, and I've been in a lot of races that were caution-filled, and everyone starts yelling back and forth at each other. How difficult is it to keep that focus when it's just caution after caution after caution, 2-3 lap runs, and then you wind down, you're getting annoyed that the caution keeps coming out, and just how difficult is it to keep focused on what you need to do in a race like this?
It's real difficult, and I don't always have the outright speed like a lot of these other guys have consistently at least. Um, so especially smaller tracks or tracks like this where they're technical and you got a lot of shifting points and braking points, it takes me a lap or two to get back in my rhythm. So you're only running a lap. I never get in a rhythm, and I definitely hurt on my short run speed because of it. Um, so it's not fun. You're trying to play strategy and you can't strategize because you never know. I mean, there's so many cautions. It's so hard to plan them.
We go to Iowa next week. What are your thoughts going into Iowa?
I really enjoy that track in iRacing. I can't say it's a favorite of mine in real life when I've been there. Um, I'm real optimistic. The last time I ran there, it's been a while now in these cars, but I've done pretty good. I've had some good top five speed, but I've made a lot of mistakes, and I feel the last second half of last season to this season, I've been cleaning up my mistakes. So I'm real excited to see what I can go out to the cornfields of Iowa and do out there.
Anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife for letting me get on here 3 nights a week and try to be competitive, and I'd like to thank God for helping me focus today and drive me to a second place finish.
All right, your second place finisher tonight, Adam Lowe. Bud, congratulations.
Thank you.
And now we will go to our third place finisher here tonight, Michael Matta. Michael, another solid race, solid finish for you. We're able to get past Maxwell after he made a mistake coming out of the tunnel turn.
I mean, we both messed it up. I got in the wall too. I just got in it a little less.
uh, I had asked the question to Johnny, and he said it was pretty difficult. How difficult was it to get around here when the race was green, trying to make passes and move your way through this field?
It was tough, but if when we got strung out, it was a little easier. It was just when you got side by side, you just get stuck next to the person next to you.
We go to Iowa next week. What are your thoughts going to Iowa Speedway?
I don't think I've ever raced there, so we'll see how that goes.
All right. Anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
I got to shout out definitely Bruno Latour for making the paint schemes this year. They've all been awesome. Shout out to what is it? Taste Beer. We were on the one step strategy together. Worked out for him. He got caught in something late, but he was running up there in the top 10. So we're getting there.
All right. Your third place finisher here tonight, Michael Matta. Congratulations.
Thanks for the broadcast, guys.
No problem at all. And that right there will put an end to what was a trying night again for these drivers after the great racing we saw last week. We did see some great racing when it was green here, but as Lowe pointed out, this is not easy it's not easy or fun for any of the drivers when it gets caught in races like this.
Yeah, it was an exciting race tonight to watch. Our pole winner in the 750 of Johnny Wood Jr. I mean, I thought he was going to be our winner just because, he's on pole. He's been doing so excellent in qualifying and whatnot. And we haven't seen him up front throughout the race until the very end. And that's all that mattered. You just need to get that win to get a lot of points. And that's what matters to him. And that's what matters to other drivers, too, on where they finish. And Pocono did deliver tonight. It did bring some toughness out to these drivers, and these drivers did have some struggles by bouncing into the outside wall in turns 2 and 3, and on the front straightaway, just getting clipped by other drivers. So Pocono was an exciting race for us tonight.
It absolutely was, and we'll have another exciting race as we go back to a race kind of like Kansas next week at Iowa, where we have multi-groove racing running the top and the bottom line all throughout the night. So while we have a moment, let's take a look at the finishing results here for tonight's race. Johnny Wood Jr. goes 2 for 2 here in SCL competition. Pole to win in both. Adam Lowe, Michael Matta, Maxwell Caldwell, and Derek Wegman, your top 5. Brandon Murray, Chad Jones, Lilith Peters, Jeremy Flanagan, and Raymond Kimmel come away in your top 10. Austin Call, Josh Tarrant-Hill, Jonathan Casebeer, William Solomon, and Todd Merkel in 15th. Joshua Yarborough, Josh Kosick, Trevor Dalton, Justin Lewis, and Steven Johnson to 20th. Barrett Flo, Ronnie Hurst, Eric Schaus, David Hanna, and Isaac Love to 25th. Mark Brown, Michael Caffrey, Matthew McMeekin, Klaus Williams, Matt Metler to 30th. Blake Madu and Jack Sanders, your finishing order. Again, Carol Steele, a series admin here for SCL tonight. So that will do it for us here, the Don's Automotive 150 from Pocono Raceway. For my broadcast partner, Daniel Paulus, I'm Frank Marchese. Thank you very much for making us a part of your evening, and we will see you all next week from Iowa Speedway. And remember, as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.